promoting you yet. You gotta be our sponsor first. I'll still drink you, but.
El Dorado. That looks good.
My favorite. The best. I gotta set one up for you too.
All right, we're good to go. Oh, make sure you have your. I was gonna bring it on you on the spot, but your favorite Theo moment. And Hulk Hogan. Theo moment, Hulk Hogan. We'll talk about because
that.
you reminded me about the racist thing. I didn't actually know about that, but we'll talk about that. I'll even admit it too. I didn't even know. It had something to do with his daughter. All set? Are we live?
Yeah. You know it.
All right. Welcome to another episode of W.A.W.G. Of course, I got my boy here, DJ H2O, to my right.
Yeah. And over here, we got, the crispiest one of them all.
Hey, man.
Crispy bro.
And behind the scenes, we
Real CP.
We got, that's not with the bank account yet.
Yeah, okay. Hey.
Well, it'll get there.
Yeah, that's what we're here for. We gonna get there.
And then we got the man behind the cam, TJ. All right, so we're gonna start it off by, how was your week, brother? Everything was good?
Yeah, I'm working, so.
Yeah, living the life, living the dream.
Oh, I'm trying to live the life in the dream. That's what we're here for, you know what I'm saying? Right here.
I was gonna say I'm living a nightmare, but no, I'm joking. We're all living the dream. I'm joking. I'm playing around. But life is good. We're here. We're alive. Give God all the blessings, and we're good. We're gonna get this going. This is my favorite part of the week. Favorite time of the week is doing this podcast with my boy, and my boy TJ, my boy DJ H2O. So we're gonna start off with some solemn news, unfortunately.
Yeah. From the live, from the living to the and some that have joined that crew now. Mm-hmm. One, we'll say this week, because we had 3 that just came out. Actually, there was another one. But the 3 major ones, the ones that were put out there, was one, Ozzy Osbourne. Mm-hmm. We'll go the next one, Hulk Hogan. Mm-hmm. And Mr. Malcolm Jamal Warner.
That's right.
Also known as, well, a lot of people may know him, well, the older generation may know him as Theo Huxtable.
Fun fact, what's your middle name?
Theodore.
And my son's name is Theodore, so it's a popular name that runs amongst kings. So rest in peace, MJW.
We'll come back to him.
Yeah.
We'll end off the talks on him. Ozzy Osbourne, I didn't know you too much. I know you from the Osbournes. I know you bit a bat's head off or something like that. That's what they said. You're a crazy rocker. So you know what? Shout out to you. I watched a little bit of the Osbournes. That's what's right. The Osbournes it was called, right? Mm-hmm. Back was on for a bit. He was jokes still. Like sometimes you didn't understand him, but he was jokes. The show was all right. It was cool. So I got nothing on him.
I don't know. I never followed rock and roll like that. I know of
I didn't
him.
follow rock and roll like that. I didn't hear his. I don't know his songs heavy. Like I'm pretty sure I probably know a song.
I know you're lying. You have a poster up in your room right now. Don't
No. I took that down years ago. But yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that much about him. I know that I heard about the bat eating incident, and I know that he always wore those glasses low. And,
yeah, I think those were the first things I heard about him, was that he bit a bat's head off on stage or something like that.
Yeah, but of course he's a legend in the rock world, and I'm pretty sure people that are tuning in or that watch the show have some interest in him and followed him or followed his career. So rest in peace, Ozzy. And going on to
all right,
Hulk Hogan. I wasn't really a Hulk Hogan fan. I was more of like the Ultimate Warrior, Undertaker type of fan.
I was their fans too, yep.
You know, Hulk Hogan brought the energy and he brought the hype, but I wasn't that whole American hero ripping off shit type of stuff.
So Start with that part.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about Hulk Hogan, the Hulkster,
Yeah.
and all his Hulkamaniacs, the 24-inch pythons. Right? Listen, I got into wrestling. Yes, Hogan that was the guy. That was the guy.
You liked him back in the day?
That was
Yeah.
the guy. It was Hogan, and obviously that's how they promoted him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The good guy. You know, when you're a kid.
Was the good guy.
Talking then,
Yeah.
the good guy at the time, you know, as you say, he was the good guy, and you know, Andre the Giant was the bad guy, and then Zeus for a little bit was the bad guy, and Macho at times ended up being the bad. But Hogan was that foundation. Like, you were a fan of everyone, you know. I was a Macho Man fan. I liked him too. Ultimate Warrior, that was my guy too.
Yep. Jake the Snake.
Jake, I didn't mind Jake the Snake. He was cool. He was a villain, but I didn't mind him because he was cool. I liked when he bust up the snake a little bit. Damien brought out Damien and let Damien run out on the ring.
I heard you say that you like Goldust back in the day. True or no?
This guy trying to, which man's trying to pull here? This guy went to a whole different era.
No, that's still the same era. Hulk Hogan, Goldust.
Yes, but I mean, no, the heavy Hulkamaniac wasn't Goldust yet.
I'm playing
Goldust. It was his father. It was Dusty.
Goldust was entertaining, but it wasn't my favorite.
No.
Favorite was Ramon, man.
Okay.
Yeah,
esa
machismo.
Ramon. He's a machismo. Rest in peace to him too. He passed away, right?
Yeah, he did years ago.
Yeah. But yeah, I was saying Hulk. It was Hulkamaniac and all of that. But I liked other people. It was Brutus the Barber, Beefcake, Hitman, all of them.
At what age was your heart broken when you realized it was fake?
Oh, my heart wasn't broken. Like, I wasn't broken to know that it was fake. Like, I didn't, like, when people say, okay, wrestling's fake. Again, I've said this before. Like, it's like, so is everything else on TV. What do you mean by?
Wait, but when
what do you know? But I mean, what is fake?
So obviously,
what is
it's theatrical.
considered fake?
Okay, so it's theatrical. It's made up. You know that the wrestling moves.
Those are character names.
And the sequences are made up prior to them actually
The thing
performing.
that's fake about it is who's winning or not, because they know who's supposed to win.
Of course.
Okay. The slamming. When you get slammed, okay, I know the punches aren't real. It's like they're brushing them with the hits, right? Because it's not a straight fist in the eye. Because if you're getting fist in your eye, it's gonna be swollen.
Yeah.
Their faces are never swollen.
True.
It's a brush off, right? So it's like one of these, right?
And some of them, they would stick the razor within their knuckles.
Yeah, or they cut themselves sometimes. You know, they do it themselves, right? It's not the other person. They might do it to themselves, right?
No,
They'll
that
hit,
shit's
they'll
actually
turn.
real.
Where obviously you bleeding is real. The cause of you bleeding from the punch isn't real.
Yeah.
But yes, when these guys get slammed down and stuff, when they body slam them and stuff, yeah, they brace, but you're still feeling pain. These guys do get injured. But yes, it's fake in the sense of all of that other stuff, just like everything on TV, anything else on TV you watch,
So
right?
I
mean, in sports-wise, okay, no, it's not real, as in like if you're watching football, basketball, stuff like that, right? Like, yeah, it's not real as in that sense. Like I said, they know who's gonna win the match. They know all of that already. So, yes, it's set up in that way. But it's just like everything else on TV. It's entertainment.
That's true.
And that's what I got from it. I got entertainment. I wasn't heartbroken really to be like, oh my God, no, it's real. It's real. Maybe I did at one point. Was like, oh no, it's real. And someone told me, no, it's fake. Blah blah blah. But I never worried about all that. I just like the entertainment of it, like the storylines.
Bro.
That's what the main thing was the storylines. And like back then, like they didn't really have storylines, and that was the thing with like the time with Hogan and stuff. It was Saturday, so I think it was like 12 o'clock, WWF Superstars or something like that it was called. And it was a bunch of nobody's really wrestling. You might see a
superstar.
You might see one, but they're facing someone who's garbage too.
I remember that, yeah.
Right? There was one guy, the only one person that didn't become a superstar but was well known as an opponent was the Brooklyn Brawler.
I don't remember that.
I know there was one guy, the Brooklyn Brawler, and he's fighting each guy. Basically, he's probably seen once a week fighting someone. Yeah. Right? But other than that, and then they might have Saturday night main event. That's when you'd see them fight each other, but that wasn't every Saturday. It was maybe once in a while, I think they would do that.
Yeah.
So like wrestling kind of fell off a little bit for me because I was obviously you're growing up, you do things, you play, you go outside and hang. So it's like I knew I'm not seeing who I want to see.
Yeah.
So this is whatever.
I don't know. For me, like that first time when Kane beat Undertaker, I ain't gonna lie, I shed a tear still. Undertaker was my guy.
Yeah.
Undertaker was my guy. And then when he officially, but Undertaker, like he would retire then come back like as some conjured up, like he'd always.
Yeah, I know. He came in. Yo, listen. When he came in that biker era, I hated that Undertaker era. I hated
Undertaker
it.
was
rolling.
all the new version of it with the bandana.
I hated that.
Yeah. I like the old original version.
You shouldn't even been called Undertaker.
Yeah, they had to change.
I hated it. I was like, what is this? Yeah. This is not the dead man. But speaking of match, okay, so that was because you were Undertaker. Were you a Kane fan at that time?
No.
Okay.
Nah, man.
Okay.
I hated
so
it, bro.
what match made you like gave you like the toughest decision? But either way, you're kind of a winner in the end. You're a fan of both, but you're
I got you. Even though
you know what match that was.
Yeah.
You know what the big match was back in the day that tore people apart. Who to go for?
Well, for me, it was Undertaker and Bret the Hitman Hart. Oh, no. That was for me, simply because of the Canadian connection, right? So I was going. So
yeah, okay.
Obviously, as a Canadian, I'm rooting for Bret the Hitman Hart.
Oh yeah. Well, Bret's my guy.
But my favorite wrestler was the Undertaker. So to answer your question, for me, that's the one where I was kind of split out. Whoever wins, wins. For me.
Mine was. I know. But you weren't a Hogan fan, so it wouldn't be for you. No. Okay, that's why. When it was Hogan and Warrior. Sky Dome.
That was classic.
Bro, when I heard they were a match, I'm like, who do I go for?
Yeah.
Who do I go for? Because Hogan was the guy because that's what you're introduced to. But Warrior was the ish when he was in. Like it was like. So that was the one where it's like, you know what? I don't mind who wins, but I think 0.01% of me probably wanted Hogan.
Really?
Just because he's the original. He was the first, right? That's your first fan, right? Yeah. So it's like that was my first wrestling guy I knew about. So it was like, but I wasn't hurt when that Warrior won. I was kind of like, oh, he lost. I was like, I'm like, okay, Warrior. Yeah. It's time. It's time. Because Hogan was reaching there, right? Like Hogan started mid-'80s. This was probably like, well, even not mid-'80s. He was probably before that, but
no, Warrior was in the
Warrior was
80s.
No, Warrior
later
was, but
80s.
when it was early 9, like maybe 1991, 92, 90 when he came in, but Hogan was before that. So Hogan was kind of getting up there a little bit. So to pass it on, to Warrior was pretty. I didn't mind that one.
Well, forgive me.
That was a tough one to pick who to go for.
Forgive me if I'm wrong, but they actually didn't have beef per se. Like they were actually, like like they would set up the storyline where this guy actually hates this guy.
No. Everyone.
From my understanding, they actually
most of these guys are cool behind camera.
No, not even behind camera. Like the way that they played that storyline.
Yeah.
They weren't really beefing. I'm not talking about
characters.
Their characters.
Their characters. No, it was more of a.
I think it was just one's at the top of his game.
Yeah.
One's at the top of his game.
Yeah.
Let's get it on type of thing.
But I did hear at times Hogan didn't want these guys got to be able to want to give up that spot to the next guy. And some guys will be like, no, I'm not giving up to this guy. Yeah. I'm not letting this guy take it.
But sticking with Hulk Hogan, he was the face of.
Yeah, he's the.
So the one thing
he's what made WWF become what it is, or help get it to where it is now. It was a big part of it. He was a massive part of that.
One can actually argue is that there's really been, and again, I might upset a lot of people here, but really and truly in the history of WWF, WWE, whatever you want to call it now, there's actually only really been 3 superstars, and you could correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
Andre the Giant.
Okay.
I'm talking about face of the league superstar.
Okay.
Andre the Giant, Hulk Hogan, and Stone Cold. Can you argue that? To carry that torch. So we're not talking about like obviously we have Ultimate Warrior fans, we have Undertaker fans.
They'll put The Rock in there. Because listen, you see the Attitude Era. there was a lot. You see, okay, this
The
goes
only
to.
reason why I put
hold
Rock
on.
because he's a
No, I know what you're looking at, but don't look at that. Don't look at that. That his mic game was the best.
more than Stone Cold.
Stone Cold had no mic game.
Are
Stone
you
Cold.
serious? The bear smashing.
That's not a mic game. That's
Not
not.
your mic game,
Bro, listen to what I'm
man
saying.
came out
Listen
with
to
it.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Catch. Okay.
Oh, catchphrases. Okay, fine.
Stone Cold had what? What?
And then other wrestlers took
Hold
that
on.
upon, eh?
Hold on.
Yeah.
That's really and okay. Austin 316 said I just whooped your ass. Those are his two friends. But every week, when you watched it, the next day, who are you quoting? The Rock lines. Jabroni.
If you smell-
What's your name? It doesn't matter what your name is.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mike Game, The Rock, I will say, the best ever in wrestling.
Yeah.
The best ever to be on that mic. Like, he could be on that mic when it was Raw era, when it was dominating. I don't have to watch him wrestle. I could just listen to him talk his shit all night if he needed to.
He had the crowd in stitches at times. I'll give you that.
Bro, the one he did in Toronto, oh my
I have to
gosh.
pull that up.
Oh my, when he had some song, something, blah, 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 because the Maple Leafs suck. And he said it, and the boos that were coming, and he stood, he's like, yep. And that face was like, yep.
Got him.
Got you guys.
But yo, was
And
he
they
was he
were
wrong about the point?
booed. No, he wasn't.
He wasn't wrong.
And me, when he said that, I was like, fucking Rock, but damn, that was good. It was good the way he did it. Oh my gosh.
I'll give. He has the lines.
Yo, it was crazy. But that's what I'm saying. So I would Hogan and yes, Andre the Giant time, but I'll say if you had to pick one, it would be Hogan. And from him,
So first would be Andre. If we're going in years, first would be Andre. Andre gave it up to Hogan.
did Andre give it up to?
Kind of, sort of.
Okay,
Adam the Giant was kind of.
I'll say both of them. He was a thing. So I'll say okay, both of them, and bigger wrestler fanatics than me because I'm not that right now. But bigger wrestling heads, you guys can correct us. You know what I mean? Let us know. But I'm saying, I guess you can say Andre and Hogan, right? But Hogan really propelled it past Andre. So Andre, I'll say, is like the seed.
Gotcha.
And then Hogan was just like the water and all that kind of sprouted it. So I'll say from Hogan and after Hogan, that's the thing.
It's hard.
I don't think it was one person. It was they started getting superstars here and there.
And then you have to throw in Cena at one point.
Right. But if you want to go to a next person who really like pushed it, you'd have to go, you'd have to say Attitude Era. And maybe I guess, no, you know what? It wasn't passed on to him, but he did help. Yeah, your boy, Taker. He's not, I won't say he was the face, but when he came in,
for a little while,
the way when $1 Million Man brought him in, he shook it up because people did not see anything like him
that before.
Right?
That's true.
So he wasn't passed to him, but he was one of the faces at that time. Like if you were to put a poster up and you had some face, you're putting Taker's face up there.
I got you.
He's going there, right? Like even Hogan's era, you'd say Macho Man helped. He was a face too because it was Hogan and Macho Man.
Yeah, but those type of characters, I think you just alluded to it just now. Those type of characters actually help the superstar more.
That's what I'm saying.
Jake the Snake.
But you needed them for the superstar to stay a superstar, not just be looked at as okay, you're beating up. Like I said, it just looked like he was beating up on a bunch of weak people, like just someone off the street, and it's like you don't want to see those matches no more. So you need someone that's going to push you. Roddy Piper was another man who helped. So they weren't the face.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna make a poster and you had to someone in the middle, yes, it's Hogan. But next to him, you're gonna have Macho Man. You may have Warrior. Then you could have had even before Warrior, you might have had Piper there.
Yeah.
You might have been Macho Man, Piper beside him, and then you might have brought Warrior, and then it could have been Taker, and then you had Brett. Then you had even before Brett, you had the Rockers, which was Shawn Michaels, right? You had the tag teams that helped put the
Demolition
face up.
Brothers.
Demolition
Yo,
Brothers,
those are
Legion of
big.
Doom,
Legion of Doom, yep.
right?
Yep,
You
yep.
had those. You had
Memories,
those
man.
that helped. So individually, I don't know, like if you had to say a person that would, you can say, okay, this
those
is
are
the
the
middle.
days, man. Those are
It's
the
hard,
days.
but I maybe The Rock, maybe Stone Cold, and The Rock were the next. Stone Cold and Rock were like Hogan, Macho Man.
Where do you put John Cena?
He was after. I'll say him after The Rock and them. He helped keep it up there. I'll say he is a face. He is a face. 'Cause look at him turning heel was a big thing right now.
Yeah.
Him being the bad guy now because he's ending. He's finishing off.
Yeah.
And people were wondering what he's gonna do, and that's what he did. Some people didn't like it. I was kind of thinking at it at first, but then I kind of got it after. I was like, you know what? Why not?
Yeah.
Hogan did it, and it did wonders.
Yeah.
It revived him when he became Hollywood Hogan, when he turned his back and in WCW and did all that.
I don't. He didn't have as much as the Hollywood success as The Rock or John
No,
Cena has.
he had a moment with No Holds Bar
Okay.
with Zeus, right? He had that little moment there. And really, that was maybe about it. Like,
Yeah.
because I remember that was big. I wanted to see that and everything, because that's when Hogan had the name. Like,
Yeah.
he was still Hogan, right? So, and then I know he had maybe another couple other movies come out, but I don't think they did as great
Yeah.
or as good as that one. I don't think all of them did great, but they did as good as No Holds Bar. So,
So
but-
sticking on Hogan now. So you actually reminded me yesterday, and I completely forgot. I honestly didn't. I didn't follow Hogan like that, but I do remember.
Yeah.
Until you reminded me yesterday that there was a little racist connotation with him, as far as, and I read up on the story that apparently his daughter
Yep.
was dating a black man.
Yep.
And
left the message on her
answer machine.
Yeah, and going off.
So, does him having that racist moment, in your eyes, does it tarnish his entire legacy?
Okay. If we're gonna do, okay,
So
if we-
first of all,
we try and do this-
explain
if-
the story first, though, because that was just a small.
I don't know.
What
I
happened?
don't know the exact details of it. I know, yes, he was he dropping the N-bomb on the machine on her, saying I guess he didn't want her dating a black guy or whatever, or dating girls and all that stuff, or
And
something
he
like
used
that.
the N-word a couple
I
times.
am pretty sure, yeah, and the N-word was used in there and stuff like that. So I didn't deep dive into it or anything like that at the time or even now. Like, I just heard about it, and so so what people would like to do is try and separate this from this. You know what I mean? So okay, Hulk Hogan was this character. I don't think that should be tarnished, right? I will separate that. I don't really know. I don't remember his real name. Is Terry something.
Yeah.
I can't remember his real name. That person, I didn't know that person, so that person to me is a racist.
Okay.
Now I know people are gonna be like, well, can't separate the two. Okay, as I said, he did a movie with Zeus, right? We all know Zeus, Debo, right? That's who Zeus was. It's a black guy, so they did a movie together. Now that doesn't mean you can't be a racist and still work around, because
Facts.
he could have just looked at him as he's beneath me.
That's right.
I can work with this person, they're beneath me, blah, blah, blah. So Hogan could have been a racist too, but I didn't see that as the character. So I will not necessarily speak on that
Yep.
or say that Hulk Hogan is a racist. But the man behind the character has a bit of racism in him, clearly, or has some type of ill will towards black people or black men. I don't know how he feels about black women,
Well, to jump on that real quick.
but he probably sees them almost in the same light as a black man.
Right. So when you had brought that to my attention, I actually looked up racist Hulk Hogan, just Googled it. And during the Trump campaign, and this is something that I
Yeah.
missed,
Yeah, he
there was a
sided
moment
with
where
him,
they
yeah.
asked him about Kamala Harris. And he said, well, she doesn't. One day she's black, one day she's Indian. and
Yeah,
I don't-
that I think he's just running with what was in the news because everyone used that.
But
Everyone would say that one day she's this, one day she's that.
No, but he actually took it a step further. You guys can YouTube it. It's on YouTube. He actually took it a step forward, and he said, one day she's doing this, and it was like the core Aboriginal Indian, which is actually nothing to what her actually background is. It wasn't that Aboriginal Indian that she has in her heritage.
In that,
right?
It's a video you said you saw.
It's a video. And he's
Okay,
going, and
in
he's
that
going
video,
like this.
this will fix. This will also answer the Hogan part.
Yeah, but that is racist.
What was he wearing?
What was he
When he
wearing?
was up there, how was he introduced? Did they see an introduction? Was there an introduction of him?
Well, I didn't see
Did you
the
see that part, or was he already up there talking? With
Well, you already know he's wearing his garb, the traditional.
I know,
bandana.
no.
But as far as him,
My question, did he have any Hulk Hogan gear on?
I don't remember.
Okay,
I
because
don't
I'm saying if he's up there in any piece of Hulk Hogan wear, then yes, it tarnishes Hulk Hogan because now you're going up there as Hulk Hogan, not as Terry, whatever your name, your I'm gonna say human form, but your non-character name is, right? You came up there. If you just go up there in your regular clothes and you're speaking as Terry.
No, I gotta disagree.
But if you're up there, hey there, brother, all my maniacs out there, we're going for Trump. Then you're being Hulk Hogan, and now you make Hulk Hogan as a racist.
See, I gotta disagree with you on that because anywhere that an individual goes, if you're in the spotlight, especially if you're a famous actor or actress or whatever, a famous athlete, people are always going to see you as simply that, right? For example, when you think of friggin' LeBron James, let's throw anybody in the
Yeah, but he uses that name.
I'm
for
thinking
everything,
LeBron
though.
James as a basketball player.
But LeBron James, what I'm saying, LeBron James is the name he uses for everything.
Okay, here's another example then. Jay-Z.
Okay,
All right?
okay.
His real name is Sean Carter.
Okay.
Okay? If Jay-Z goes into a podium and he says something unorthodox or something that's really out there, right? That's people would make people think. Like if he says,
Yeah, I
say
know
he
what you're
says,
saying, but
say
go
he
ahead,
says
yeah.
something about the LGBTQ.
Yeah,
that's
I
an
get what you're
example.
saying, yeah.
And they introduce him as Sean Carter. 99% of the people are gonna be like, that's what Jay-Z said? That's what he said about that? No one's gonna say, oh, that's what Sean Carter said.
I get what you're saying there.
Yeah.
Which, okay. It doesn't work. The only reason I say it won't work because he doesn't necessarily separate the two. What I'm trying to say is if you definitely separate the two, and there's a way you can separate the two, with musicians, it's harder. Because even if you have, hold
He
on.
has to.
No.
If he's in a business corporate
He
meeting,
can try to do it. I'm saying from an outside view, looking at the person, right?
Yeah.
With musicians, you have a stage name, right? That's the name you go by, whatever. But you're writing stuff as when you were a kid, he wasn't Jay-Z, he was Sean Carter. So you're telling those stories as the story of you as a kid. But you weren't Jay-Z then. You were still Sean Carter, right?
Saying, yeah.
It's with music, you using stuff from when you were before being famous. Like when you're a character on TV, that's when that character is born, is TV.
Yep.
I don't know you as a kid or anything. I know you from TV. I don't even know your real name, some of them.
Yep.
Right? Even with artists, you learn their name after, but I'm just saying, with TV, it took a while when you were a kid before you knew the name. Like, even when you saw the name come up on the screen, you didn't know who was who. You just saw a bunch of names. You didn't know that this person played this person, whatever.
Yeah.
Right? But what I'm trying to say is, with characters, you see that person on TV, this is who they are. You don't know anything about them off of it.
facts.
So when they're off camera and they're speaking, especially with actors, they're playing different roles. So you can't be like,